All right, we are back. We've got Chi-Town Lowdown. No idea what episode it is. Long off season, but we are
Waiting
back
for
here with.
football, dude.
We are
for
very
football.
ready for
Baby.
football. But yeah, we're starting off riding into that, or I guess leaning into that more so, talking about the things that we're most looking forward to in the season. So who wants to take that away?
I think we could start by maybe our expectations after the OTAs. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
With how the team's vibing, how just what we're getting from the news from out of the camp. Jesse, what do you think?
You want to
Yeah,
just start
I
with
think
that?
I like everything that I've been hearing. There's been a little bit of news that Caleb, might be having a little bit of trouble getting plays off in time. Having command over the huddle and over the offensive play scheme, but
Working
I
on his
think that's
cadence.
just par for the course. He's a rookie quarterback. He's learning a new offensive scheme. It's going to take some time, and I'd rather, him kind of go through those hiccups now than during the season. So there's going to be a lot of growth for him, not just this year, but over the next few years. And I'm just bought into the fact that he's going to be leading the team moving forward, and I'm really excited to see how he's going to play. I think the first preseason game, the Hall of Fame game, the Bears are going to play in against the Texans is about 45 days away at this point. So football is a lot closer than we think. And
all preseason games are aired, I believe. We play Kansas City, Buffalo Bills. And
I don't know the Texans.
Oh,
yeah. So, the preseason doesn't mean much of anything really, but with us having a lot of new guys on offense, obviously a rookie quarterback, if those guys get out there and get some reps, we might see one drive where everybody's out there together, and that might be really fun to watch. So
I'm looking forward to see how much they used Caleb in the rookie or the preseason. I mean, he's got to get his reps.
Yeah.
Reps. He is a rookie. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point, Tom. It may be that they don't play him until week one, which personally I think is probably a mistake with a guy that doesn't have any NFL action at all. I think they at least get him in for a drive or two, at least in the first game, and see how he does. If he looks comfortable, he looks calm back there, he looks like he's in command of the offense, then maybe you say, well, we're not going to play him in that second and third game. But I think with the Hall of Fame game being what it is, it's kind of the biggest preseason game of the year. It gets a lot of media coverage for a good reason. There's a couple Bears on that Hall of Fame ballot this year. So I think it would be a huge opportunity to showcase Caleb and get a lot of eyeballs. And so maybe the NFL will be kind of in the Bears executives' ears saying, hey, maybe get Caleb out there for a drive or two, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
What do you think it would say if the Bears didn't play Caleb at all in the preseason?
I don't see that happening.
I think it could mean one of two things. It could mean, they feel confident in what they've seen leading up to that point. And, they've already come out and said, obviously, that he's going to be the guy week one. So there's no question there. I think if we don't see him, it either means they're really confident in his ability and what he's proven in training camp and practices up to that point, or it means, that he's not ready and
Right.
They don't want to put him out there and get exposed. But would you rather have him do that in preseason or in week one? So,
yeah,
preseason doesn't matter. Let's just get him out there, preserve him, protect him. But yeah, he's got to get some playing time for sure.
I still think cautiously optimistic. I don't know. There's so much propaganda around draft talk with Caleb Williams and, saying that he wasn't a good teammate and, whatever it was. But tons of rumors running around prior to the draft. And I feel like that's probably still going to be the case until he's actually on the NFL field. So I don't know. I'll stay cautiously optimistic. Like I said, there's quite a bit of stuff out there that would lead to the contrary, that he's a little bit behind. But I don't know. Yeah, I think the only way to find out is once he gets on the field and he's playing in real NFL football. But looking forward to that. That'll be sweet.
What I've seen so far, it's better than I expected.
Did you see him underthrow Keenan Allen by like 7 steps?
All right, but I'm just saying in terms of the team camaraderie, how they're accepting Caleb, how Caleb is presenting himself to the media, how he's taking on that leadership as a rookie, big stage. Those are all great signs. These hiccups that we're having, by the media, presenting it by the media, I'm not really buying too much into those. And the bad throws, but we're not seeing all the good ones. Like, I don't know. And Bears, I'm saying right now, top 5 defense this year. So, and they're heckling him. They're giving him a really hard time. He's going against them every day in practice. Like, that's good news for him and the whole organization going forward.
Yeah, I like that. I like that point.
I like that Ryan Tannehill complaining about the practice squad picking him off? Is that who that was?
Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah, I think like in like preseason games or like in like OTAs or something, he had to he was complaining. He was like quoted on record as like complaining against the defense picking him off. So we don't have any of that going on, which is good.
Yeah. Who have we picked anybody up other than Mercedes? What's his name? Mercedes, the tight end. We had another tight end.
DeAndre Carter, we picked up recently.
Is that a punt returner?
Kind of. Yeah, he's a utility player.
Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah. Why do you make that move?
Carter.
Why do you guys think we made that move?
Veteran presence in the locker room. 1, 2. He's a big body tight end that we can put in the goal line. I think those are the 2 primary reasons that they brought him in, and second reason is how he's going to be used in games, because they've got Cole Kmet, they've got Gerald Everett, who I think Gerald Everett's a little undersized for a tight end. He's kind of more like a hybrid wide receiver guy. But Mercedes is more of a big body type guy who can sneak behind coverage in the goal line and be a big target for Caleb. So, I could see him getting 3 or 4 touchdown catches this year.
Wow. I wonder what the over under is on that. Probably 3.5.
Yeah. But going back to what Tom said, first of all, bold take, top 5 defense, right? I'm not sure where the Bears fell last year in terms of that ranking, but
they were top 10 something, top 10 rush defense maybe.
Yeah, their run defense was phenomenal. I definitely think they fell in the top 10 for run defense, maybe even the top 5. Pass defense wasn't as good. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to jump on board with Tom just yet on that prediction. I think I'll go ahead and say I think both the offense and the defense will end in the top half of the league in their statistical rankings. So, that's not a very
I was going to say
not a very bold take. But it's a very balanced Bears team, if that is what we see compared to what we've seen the last few years. So, I think that would be a huge step forward if we were to see that. I think we'll see leaps and bounds difference on the in the pass game and on the defensive side, being able to shut guys down. I think we started the season last year. Jalen Johnson was hurt a little bit, and then he came back, and they got better, obviously. And adding Montez Sweat gave the quarterbacks less time, which helped as well. So, as long as those guys can stay healthy on the defensive side of the ball, that'll help. And then the offense is going to be completely different, So new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, new running back, 2 new wide receivers. It's just gonna look completely different. So that's why I could see a huge jump from last year to this year for the offensive side.
Yeah. Hey, Morgan, do you have something to say? Because I was going to.
Oh no, go ahead.
So even if our defense plays as good as they did last year, and our offense looking so much different, I think that's just we're going to be. I don't know. I see a scenario where our defense top 5 making turnovers, and then Caleb comes out and they just are just getting points all over the place. Where Justin Fields, I couldn't see that. So another thing I wanted to talk about was how we're going to use DeAndre Swift. Do you think we're going to be as run heavy as we were last year? I know maybe 2 years ago we weren't passing the ball at all. Last year we came out a little bit. This year a lot of people are assuming that we're going to be a pass heavy offense maybe with Waldron, but as a rookie, you don't want to put that much pressure on Caleb coming out the gate. So, what do you guys think?
What do you think, Tom?
Well, I think we're gonna use Caleb, but it was just putting it out there.
We're not. You don't think we're going to be as run heavy as we were last year?
I think we'll be like 60-40 pass heavy.
Oh,
I mean, I think that because of the way Justin Fields operated in the pocket last year led to like kind of a deceiving amount of what looked like the Bears leaning on the run game, where it was like a play broke down and he scrambled out, right? Where it was supposed to be a pass play, but he scrambled for 10 yards or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think we'll see less of that. I think Caleb has made it clear that his intention is to come in and be a passer as a quarterback, not a runner. And so I think he will hopefully, stand in the pocket a little bit longer, give the wide receivers opportunity to get open, and hopefully the offensive line will give him, that extra half second, whatever he needs to be able to stand back there and throw the ball. So I think that in and of itself will lead to more of a balanced approach on the offensive side of the ball. In terms of DeAndre Swift, I think,
how the Eagles use him? Then he rolled out a lot. They passed it to him a lot, didn't they?
I mean, he definitely has a dual threat, component to him, and I think that the Bears will utilize that. But
I guess also, like, how much are we going to split with our other guys?
I think there will be a little bit of a committee action for sure.
I think that's the way to go
with DeAndre as the lead guy.
Yeah, I feel like a two-back threat is just how kind of the NFL is trending towards, in my opinion. That's what they kind of want. You don't want to put so much pressure on one guy. Like, think of Saquon Barkley at the Giants. Like, I feel like he got hurt that one year. They're running him so much, and last year, like, that wasn't their offense. And I don't think you want that. But
so I think I think they will, primarily be a run team first, and if they can effectively move the ball on the ground like they have been able to in the past, then they're going to go to the play action and run a lot of play action. So
I need to be more familiar with
similar to like the Rams type of offense, where they're running some zone run schemes, and then they're getting into the play action and giving the quarterback time to stand back there and throw the ball. So that's what I'm expecting to see. So I do think it'll be a primarily run first type of offense.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Chicago. Like we said, Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, now adding DeAndre Swift. That's a pretty strong backfield, all things considered. I feel like thinking about it, I'd seen DeAndre Swift like back in pass protect a little bit, picking up the first guy through the hole, or doing quite a bit of blocking himself, but am a little bit nervous about the offensive line in terms of being run heavy. Roschon Johnson does run hard, but felt like a lot of times, mostly we had our success with bouncing around the outside and not really hitting the holes that were intended. So would definitely like to see something more out of the offensive line this season, which kind of brings me to one of the points that I wanted to discuss, just Nate Davis. I don't know, just seeing him kind of consistently. I mean, it was the case last year. Obviously, he had lost his, I think, mother was the issue there, and then just kind of seeing him come back and do the same thing for reasons unknown. Bit frustrating, and especially when the offensive line is in need of guys to step up. Just seeing him kind of take his role not very seriously. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see him splitting some time with guys in like the preseason and maybe potentially getting beat out of that right guard spot. But I mean, what are you guys kind of thoughts on the offensive line? Obviously, not a whole lot's changed. Didn't we also was it Tevin Jenkins that we weren't interested in discussing an extension with him? His camp, I think, approached the Bears and asked if they were willing to be in discussions. We said no.
I am not knowledgeable enough on these topics.
Yeah, I know that Nate Davis was an issue. I don't know the whole story, but I think we were in the market for looking for another right guard or another guard.
Yeah.
Because of this, I don't like that. I don't. We have to stay healthy, and him just being wishy-washy is just not a good look. Is that?
And I mean, additionally at center there, where DeAndre Swift was previously running behind Jason Kelce, like one of the better centers in the league. Now we're going to a team where we very apparently have not had a center present for the entire season last year for the most part. And I don't know, we've got Bates, and I feel like we've done a little bit to fill that hole. But I mean, just in terms of starting at the center position and then looking at Nate Davis, just like. It's a lot to be desired still in that area.
We get that guy from Yale,
right? Yeah, I mean, I think I look forward to seeing him. I think we might see a lot of him in the preseason, and I'll definitely be watching because I think he'll be competing potentially for a spot. Because I mean, again, you're looking at Nate Davis, who's not going to be that difficult of a guy to beat out, in my opinion. So
I am glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that the other day about our line. And that is one of the things I'm a little bit unsure of. Whereas last year I was a little more, I don't know. We had our injuries, but I felt better about it. But we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, kind of permeates from there. Same thing on the defensive side of the ball. I think a lot of what you said, where we've got a lot of great defensive guys. I think little to be desired there on the defensive line as well. Just to kind of have that cohesiveness and, put pressure on the QB, like we were saying before as well. And that allows that secondary to shine and get those interceptions and turnovers. So I don't know, I'd be interested to see if there's any additional preseason moves or any free agent signings here leading up to the season or even within the season. But I don't know. Do you guys have anybody that you're looking at in terms of somebody that you would like to have? I mean, we did just re-sign Mercedes Lewis, which is good.
I don't see us making much more.
I guess, I kind of want to test and see how things go as it stands and see.
Our offense is, like, other than our line is set, I would say. I mean, our line's set too, but just to reinforce, because we have 4 to 5 pretty solid receivers. We have our tight ends. We got our running backs. We have our quarterback. Line is what we'd be picking up there. Our offense, we picked up corners, we picked up safeties, like maybe some linebackers.
I think you guys are hitting it right on the head. Obviously, in the trenches is where,
as Luke always says,
we didn't do as much work in the offseason, bolstering those positions. So if we do see some signings, whether that's in the preseason leading up to the trade deadline or even in the draft next year, I think that's where a lot of the focus is going to be is reinforcing those spots on the defensive and the offensive line. So yeah, I mean, if there's one part of the Bears team that's weakest, it's definitely there. Which in the NFL, that hasn't been a recipe for success. But maybe the coaches are doing a good job developing these guys and making sure they're on the same page, and they'll be able to get the job done. That's my hope. And I think we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, you'd like to see some guys that have proven themselves a little bit more, but we'll just see what happens.
Those guys at wide receiver, Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Let's just hopefully Caleb can get the ball out quick to those guys and make it work.
Yeah. Quick. I know we'll probably get maybe one, hopefully 2 or 3 more episodes prior to the preseason, but I don't know. Is there anything that you guys had that you're like most looking forward to about the season, or like kind of getting started? I know Savannah and we did some like barbecues last year, so I'm kind of trying to get those going on a consistent like monthly basis, mostly for college football. But just kind of some stuff that I'm looking forward to with football season starting. But what's at the top of your guys' list before we wrap up here?
I'll be at the Bears game September 29th at home against the Rams, so
something to look forward to.
That's what I'm looking forward to most.
Heck yeah,
dude! I should come to that, and we should do a live pod.
Ooh, just live.
Me and Luke will be there. Oh, Luke was the one that invited me with a group of his friends.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'll just be like, maybe I'll be on the other side of the stadium. I don't want to impose.
We might have to corporatize and write off our tickets. But then we have to show a reasonable intent to make profit.
No, I think my main thing for this football season is just yeah. We need to get some ads going, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to be present for all Bears games. I just want to be able to watch them because we always have stuff to do, but they were missing half or something. But I want to be in it. I want to not just for this channel, but just like as a Bears fan, I want to be in the football game because I have pretty high hopes. As any fan working in the season.
We need to get the all 22, so that way we can just watch them and watch the recordings from the Sky Cam. But I'm the same way, Tom. Where I know I said kind of before where we're going to be skiing for a lot of weekends come the winter. So it was good to see that we have some of our like Thursday and Monday games a little bit later during when ski season will be. So I'm looking forward to that. But man, I agree. It's just football brings people together. You guys are all going to be together for the Rams game. That's great stuff. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Got my Rome jersey. My Rome jersey came in. Fanatics, finally. Thank you for getting that shipped. Shit.
It looks good, though. It looks good. You're going to wear that thing out.
45 days till the Texans. Let's go. It's right around the corner, guys. It's going to be here before we know it. Get ready.
All right.
It's going to be a historic season. Chi-Town Lowdown. You heard it here first.
Subscribe now.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for when we drop these videos. You'll get notified. But until next time, we'll see you guys, and we'll do some more preseason coverage here. Go Bears! Go Bears!